Hello and welcome back everyone to the League of Legends 4PL Play for Fame Kaostv Vengeance Cup September Qualifiers number 4. I am still Pulse and I am joined by Metas. Hello.
Alright.
Alright. Very English greeting.
How's it going?
I was going good, dude. How are you doing? Obviously it's been a while since you've come back to casting, and how are you doing? How is your coming back into casting? How's coming back into casting?
It's very enjoyable with your fine self. It's great to see how things have been going. You've improved a lot, Pulse, and very happy to say that. And also, obviously, I'm going to be really rusty, guys, so I apologize if I dribble and you know, say the wrong stuff and all that kind of jazz, but it has been like 2 months since I last casted, so I'm just trying to help people out and such. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I have heard that we are casting Luna again, and who are they against this time?
I'm not quite sure. I haven't been informed, but we have been casting Luna the entire day. We might have just call our stream the Luna stream, but I'm not quite sure, so if someone could inform me of that, that would be absolutely fantastic. And honestly, coming back to casting, I know what you mean. It kind of feels like when you've been over the summer holidays or something and you haven't like written your name, and then you forget how to write, and then you forget your name when you're trying to sign something. I don't know if you've ever been in that position. Or
I can't say I've ever forgot how to write before. That's a bit of a stretch, but it is quite strange because I always view casting as kind of a rhythm, that you get into the rhythm, you get into the swing of it. So to get back in it after a long kind of absence, because I was casting very, very regularly before I stopped. So it's just trying to pick it up again, you know? So hopefully it won't take too long.
Good stuff. So we will have the bands coming out here. We have the Shen, the Blitzcrank, the Nunu, Ari, Rengar, and Jace. And I'm not sure if you've been around too much, but Rengar at the moment is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if you've met him at all, maybe in your own games, or if you've been watching some streams.
I have seen and played against him solo top when he was AP Rengar, and I got my bumhole penetrated many times. And in the jungle, he seems very, very strong since the buff he received. I think he got a buff very recently, didn't he?
Yeah,
he gave him more AD and such. So yeah, he has been very scary. So definitely want to watch out for in the future for sure.
Yeah, we actually had a sub for Curse, and we had Alex Ich actually going for top lane. We generally see Alex Ich in mid. He went AP Rengar, and it was the scariest thing. He actually managed to land his double combo with the double battle roar on like 4 people, and pretty much give them straight up. It was, yeah, it was pretty disgusting. I had nightmares.
Yeah, exactly. It's the kind of thing you need to go and have a shower afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, and cry a little while. It's crazy strong, and I was on the recipient end of that at top lane. I'm not a great top laner to start with. Only put a good AP Rengar against me. I mean, pain ensues is pretty much what happens, and that's what happened to me. So I am just... Oh, you in the lobby yet, by the way? Because I'm still waiting to spectate the game.
I am indeed, but they're just going through the picking phase, and they're picking very quickly. It's just like boom, 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 and we do have Ezreal, we have Zyra, we have Shyvana, Jax, and we have the Orianna. And then on the enemy team we have the Urgot, Sona, Alster, Irelia, and just waiting for the last pick. So something we've seen more recently as well, we've had the Shyvana pick up a lot, where you have these super strong, competent lanes, and then you have these really, really hard pushes in the jungle, and you have this high mobility, basically dipping and diving all through the map, pushing down those turrets, so Shyvana can actually go into the enemy jungle and punish them super hard. And it looks like we might have an Alistar jungle here, so it's basically down to whether Alistar can get these kills and make it pay off, or Shyvana's going to punish him every time he ganks. So it's really going to be down to this laning phase. I feel the first 10 minutes is going to be really what decides a lot of the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am quite interested here, Paul. So which round are we currently in this tournament?
I think we're in round 5, and I may have to check the brackets, because I have no idea what round 5 actually means. I think we might be in the semi-finals.
Semi-finals, okay, producer just... No, I'm not going to call you the producer, you deserve more respect than that, Hexit. It's Hexit, ladies and gents. Mr. Dennis. Yeah, take a bow, dude. They can't hear you, I assume, right? Total silence. So they definitely can't hear you if you're not going to talk. But either way, it is Hexit on streaming duty, so it's semi-finals. Is there any prize for the winner of this tournament?
You're asking me all these questions, and you're under the assumption that I know the answer.
Okay, let's just pretend I didn't ask anything and continue to theory craft, so that we don't look bad.
In my comfort zone. So,
Yeah.
okay, let's take a look at some of these guys' room pages. So I'm very interested in the Shyvana because I like Shyvana myself. So let's take a look at this. Wisdom X7. Going for the runes, come to Papa will be the name of the room page. I don't know why I find that so funny. We have the plus 15 physical damage from the marks and the quints. We have the plus 13 armor from those seals, and then plus 12 magic resist from the glyphs. Moving on to the masteries will be 921, so looking to be fairly tanky. Picking up the initiator for the extra movement speed, which Shyvana really likes. Also got the armor penetration from the weapon expertise. Also pointing butcher as well, which will allow him to pick up those buffs a little bit easier. And not actually going for the swiftness and utility, but really wanted the weapon expertise for the extra early game power.
Wow! I don't know if you addressed this before, because I was trying to obviously spectate the game, Pulse, but Oriana and Zyra. What's the deal there?
Yeah, so Zyra, I have actually seen the support role a couple of times, and I would assume that's what it is. Zyra can be quite an effective support for a number of reasons, purely because she has the seeds, which are essentially free wards. She has a lot of harass in lane, she has CC, she has the ultimate as well, and she has a slow from a sap for like her plant when they grow up as well, and she's got a lot of base damage. That's very important. But we don't have too long remaining, so we are going to jump to a quick commercial break, and when we get back, guys, we will be in game between Luna Gaming and the team I don't even know yet, so we will get that.
And the blue team.
The blue team, in fact. I will see you soon. Hello and welcome back, guys. We are in game and we found out the enemy team's name, which is indeed Claymore. So we have Luna Gaming versus Claymore. So we are in the semi-finals right now, and we have been following Luna for the entire day. We have Luna up in that purple corner, and we have the blue team, of course, being Claymore. I am Pulse, and I'm joined by my co-caster Metas, but I'm not entirely sure if he's here.
I just got back, literally
Welcome
just
back.
now.
Bad timing.
Thank you. It's all about the timing, dude. I'm not actually in game yet, though, so I don't know. Are you in game?
I am, but hang on, I just need to jump to
Strange.
live. There we go. Yeah, I had an issue while coming in. My client crashed, so
30 seconds.
I am still on the champion loading screen with all the skins and such. So yeah, strange.
well, we'll try and get that fixed as soon as possible, and we will have a potential invade here from the purple team. Grasping route will land on 2 people. Also, a couple of assault instances coming out as well, looking for the counter strike, but doesn't really want to engage on it. Had the potential to do so. Ball comes out once again in for the pulverized by Frogger. Really nothing to follow up on this. A lot of hope coming down. There's very scary moments right now. Embassy coming in with the ignite as well, popping down that passive. Just got the base damage from that. True damage. And that will be the first blood picked up by Luna. Everyone on very low mana, very low health, and Frogget also forced to back. He is, of course, their jungle, so both junglers going to be... Actually, no, Wisdom X7 will be starting with that blue and moving faster than that Alistar, so maybe able to counter jungle maybe earlier into the game, while Alistar starts ganking a little bit later. How are you doing, Metas? What's the status?
Well, the status is I'm enjoying Sona's breasts at the moment because that's all I can seem to see. I am still in champion loading screen. I quit and then I loaded back in and I'm still here. So I don't know. I've had this issue before when I've tried to spectate friends. I'll just give you a heads up when I get in.
Gotcha. Okay. So we'll have just the Irelia Jax matchup at top, which is something kind of common, in fact. We do see this a lot, and generally Jax has been seen to be a counter to Irelia, but lately we've been seeing a lot of counterplay from Irelia players where they basically... Jax will have the inherent advantage, don't get me wrong. We can also see the damage coming out from that Leaf Strike as well. We'll have Alistar looking for a gank at bottom, make me split in a dodgy position, looking for the pulverize on both players as well. Flash goes down, into the exhaust, Asatonta coming out, into the ignite as well. Raddox picking a 1 kill, passive popped by Zyra. And they root out the damage from Sona, taking 2 tower hits in return. But very, very painful. And now Ezreal just in such a bad position with Urgot being super aggressive. He's down low on mana, but they did at least pick up another kill. 1 kill, 1 assist for that Urgot. And Alistar looking for that kill onto mid. He is coming in behind Flashy the Knight. Curve coming in from the side as well, has locked him down for the lay waste. Is he going to force the flash out of him? No, he will stay in. I've got Wisdom X7 jumping in. Exhaust comes down from Curve as well, keeping himself alive while returning some damage into the distance. Looking for the auto attack, but Frogget, great counter initiation. Gets the pulverize, not on the Flash Unite though. Looking for the headbutt, doesn't get it. It lands the command attack. Frogget now in a dodgy position. We should be able to get out of there. Everyone's super low in mid. And Flashy in the night, keeping himself alive, and that gank went horribly, horribly wrong.
If this continues to be the case, I'm going to give it another minute, Pauls. If it continues to be the case, I'll just watch the stream and I'll cast with a bit of delay.
Alright. So, meanwhile, bottom...
It doesn't seem to want to let me in. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I get the feeling there might be some issues with it as well, because obviously when you get crashes from spectators, it's possible that the stream is just messed as well. It's not a good thing, but we will have Jax jumping straight onto Frogget, looking for the counter-strike as well. Is he in range? Flash actually after, so he lands it into the empowered auto-attack. Kerr coming in from the side as well, lands the Wall of Pain, and Leaf Strike will keep him safe as he gets out of there. And now he's got the blue buff, so that is basically equal more DPS, because the lower his cooldowns are, the more empowered strikes he can get off and more cooldown resets. It's just overall nasty for his lane opponent.
Ah, there we go. It's working.
Excellent.
Sweet. Just a quick time check to make sure we're all in sync. 4:39.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. All good. So, who got first blood? Because obviously I wasn't here to see it.
We got first blood for the hands of Luna. I'm not entirely sure who picked that up first. I think it was Karthus. Yeah, it was Karthus. And then there was another kill picked up by Urgot, but there was 2 kills just reclaimed from Claymore. That was being from Jackson mid, and we can see some more damage coming out as well. Ember Sheep actually returning some pain. And also another kill for Flashy in mid. Great counter gank from Shyvana. Picked that one up.
Yeah, Raddox seems to be quite the beast with Urgot. This is his second consecutive game that I've seen him, and he's had a strong start both times, so definitely a real terror there. Orianna against Karthus in mid, and Orianna with Shyvana. I mean, that's a very strong combination, Paul. So you've got Shyvana jumping in, and then the Orianna shockwave afterwards. Tons of CC and damage all over the place.
And meanwhile, top Irelia jumping onto Jax, however, he has been stunned by the counter-strike. One more auto attack will do it.
Nice.
1-for-1 trade. Yeah, he jumped in there.
A complete clean sweep at top. 1-for-1. Everyone goes home happy. And although I guess Irelia will be a bit disappointed, may have thought that she could have snuck away there right at the end.
Yeah, but Shyvana's going to be happy and just going to mop up that farm while she's there, going to soak up that EXP and gold. So nothing lost there, and Jax will be losing out a bit on the creeps, but not too much that he'll really feel bad about. Wait a minute. On the other... Yeah, Shyvana's on Jax's team, so just reverse Jax and Irelia and you'll have what I just said.
Alrighty, so yeah, gold as you can see is very, very close. In fact, 8k on the dot for both teams. Nothing to really report here. Alistair is going towards mid lane, has the boots of mobility, so he is going to be a ganking machine here. But unbeknownst to him, Orianna has just recalled, but he will be going into the opposition jungle, popping down that ward, and maybe trying to steal away the big Wraith on top of everything else. So, in the meantime, Shyvana pushing around the corner, maybe going to steal a big Wraith or come in for a gank. Looks like it's going to be a Wraith, so pretty much a trade there actually in jungle as well.
We will have some action here, headbutting over the wall, great use of mechanics, locking them down, looking for the pulverize as well. Curb also there, just constant damage from that Defier. We'll pick that up eventually. Yeah, was that Wraith worth it?
No. No is the simple answer. I was like, hey, it's all good, both junglers exchanged big Wraith. Oh wait, she's dead. That definitely worked out better for Alistair.
Yeah, and honestly, like, you can be really aggressive, but you've got to be careful about it. You need to know where the enemy jungle is, and then that can happen. But we could potentially see some action at top as Alistair's getting in position to gank this Jax. Jax inherently very difficult to gank with that leap strike. Oh, he has juked out the brother. Oh, he just showed himself. It's like, and there's the leap strike. Have a headbutt for the road.
Yeah, have a bit of damage put on you with the red buff on top of that. But yeah, Alistair seemingly lurking around. There is a ward in the tribo, so Jax now knows that the coast is clear and he can start to veer out from his lane a tiny bit more. In the meantime, Orianna coming to get the blue that has been donated from Shyvana and going back into mid. Karthus doesn't have the blue just yet. And of course, with Alistair's position being at top lane, moving towards mid, he won't have it for at least another 10-15 seconds. So, Orianna going to try and get some very much needed CS. In fact, how is the CS looking? Orianna currently has 51 and Karthus 44. So, fairly, you know, even there in the mid lane. And looks like Alistair is just about to give Karthus blue.
Something that's very interesting to me. So, I'm just looking at Flash's basically skill order, and he's actually gone straight to command attack. What you generally see with people who are going with this kind of wombo combo with the jump in from Shyvana straight into that ultimate from the shockwave and good jukes from Flashy. Actually, meanwhile, Frogger down at bottom picking up the kill onto Zyra. Completely missed that, sorry guys. But in mid, they are just staring each other down. Something could potentially happen as I'm just Fury grafting away. More late waste coming down as well. They are trying to zone them out. He wants the blue buff, and now Frogger's going to go ahead and start it. Now that they've kind of pushed them away, Irelia looking to gank as well for that mid. Pop the hit turn style, Q to a minion, Q to flash in the night, distance goes down for the movement speed reduction, and we've got Wisdom coming in, misses the shockwave. Oh, that whiff.
Oh no, did I see that really?
Yeah.
Dude, what happened? I'm gonna blame that. Okay, his cat jumped on the keyboard and pressed R. That's the only explanation.
Yeah.
Oh man, wow. Okay, well, things happen. We're all human. We make mistakes. Yeah, but the kill at bot lane, I actually said I thought Alistair was going to give Karthus the blue buff. Instead, very nicely played from Frogger. He saw the opportunity because both Ezreal and Zyra were pushing very heavily at bot lane. So Alistair was like, okay, I'm not going to give you blue. I'm going to go get a kill for bot lane. So, well played to Alistair.
Yeah, it's good map awareness to be like, oh, well, I'm doing this, but I basically should react to the moment, and then went straight down bottom and picked that up that kill. But right now, we have Irelia and Jax at top. Actually, no, I should probably finish that point I started before. Just cutting off loose strands. But we actually have Kurt moving up top. So holding that for just for a second as he comes out, looking for the wall. Completely misses. We will have Counter-Strike coming out, looking to stun this on both players. Gets it on Kurt at least. Ignite has gone down into the lead strike. And Imbushu trying to get out of there. Kurt also looking to follow up, tanking a couple tower shots. But Wisdom X7 moving in from the side. Got that red buff. Inevitable doom straight onto Curb. What damage can he do before he drops? Leaf Strike goes down into the Ignite as well. Requiem has been popped. He knows his death, and he wanted to do some damage before he fell. Meanwhile, at bottom, we have some trades, and Switch goes down onto Make Me Split into the True Shot Barrage as well. She's just standing there. Might have DC. Day Ruin also in a bad position, following up with that passive as well. Dexter is trying to tank a couple tower shots so Ravok can deal some more damage.
And that in a nutshell is why Karthus is such a threat, because the team fight at top is what gave Requiem its place on the battlefield, and in doing so it weakened Ezreal and Zyra at bot lane, allowing Urgot and Sona to pick themselves up a kill there as well. So it was nice play, a real strange engage at top lane there, Pulse. I was kind of like, oh, that didn't really go as planned. You know, Karthus and Irelia towered over Jax, and then they actually got made to pay. We do have some action in mid here. Nice headbutt there through the wall towards Irelia, forcing the flash. Here comes the wall of pain. Could very well be a kill. Nice ultimate shockwave used from Orianna, but she will be going down regardless. Shyvana jumped in as well with her Dragon's Descent. But will she be able to escape? Here's Irelia in hot pursuit. Burnout has been used. Lots of tower hits coming down onto Kerp and Irelia, but they're both going to push away. So that was a 1-for-0 exchange with a lot of action going down in amongst it all.
That was a really nice play from Alistair. First off, I was like, what? But because he'd knocked him over the wall, breaking his own vision and his potential to kill him, but I didn't realise Imbersheep was also there. But he flashed over the wall, and of course, Alistair did not have the CC, so there was no real threat for him, apart from the Fist of Fury, and PvP will just be finding Imbersheep as he comes top, doing some damage, along with the empowered auto attack. But as long as he takes one hit from turret, he's kind of okay, because it does, of course, vamp up power the more it hits you, but with one tower hit, it's absolutely fine. Also, finally going back to my point with Jax, Jax? Okay.
Let him finish his point, Jax.
Jax! Okay, so Orianna has been maxing that Q, and generally with the composition, with the Shyvana, where you have that jumping in, and then you want to move that into the sort of roaming phase, so you have that wombo combo, but she's actually maxed Commander Protect. It's kind of indicative of the fact that you may want to keep it into that laning phase, as it takes more damage, and I'm looking at top just waiting for something to happen, but that they want to keep it in that laning phase rather than roaming around, and that makes a lot of sense, considering Shyvana is that counter jungler, and kind of differently to how Malphite plays. However, we do have some action at top as Flashy comes in along with that dissonance, looking for the potential ultimate as well. PvP taking a huge amount of damage, will be dropping Irelia immediately. Rocket turning the corner. Three-shot barrage comes down as well. We will have Kerp just to the side, along with Wisdom, but they're forced to back out for the moment. Will be 3 versus 2, just a couple layaways, zoning them away from that red buff. And you could probably still go for it though. It's very little they can do to stop it.
Now, you see, I'm curious, because I know you're an avid theory crafter in League of Legends. You really like to get in-depth with characters and such. So, Alistair Jungle, I have heard it said, I'm not sure if I agree or not, I'm interested to see what your opinion is, that he falls off towards the mid to late game. So if you take that into account, you have to say that the longer this game goes on, Shyvana is going to have more and more impact as this game goes along, alongside Zyra. Zyra as support, she's obviously not going to be dealing out loads of damage, but her ultimate as well is a lot of CC. So if you can chime together the Sona, sorry, not the Sona, what am I talking about? The Orianna, the Shyvana, and the Zyra ultimates, it's so much CC and burst potential. But what are your thoughts on Alistair? Having said Alistair,
I think Alistair's going to die.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on Alistair. Has popped the Unbreakable Will into the Shockwave as well, but he only landed on one person into the Crescendo, making this coming in from the side as well. They will be getting out there, Stranglethorns just popping up Karthus. And they will probably be moving on to this Drake. Not sure if they can really contest this, and they actually no, they're just going to run away. Jack's also coming down bottom. I guess they were scared of that if he'd actually gone for that initiate, and he's just going to go ahead and push top. But moving on to that point about Alistair, a lot of people do say he falls off, but early game, okay, he has the ganking potential, and that's really what makes Alistair Alistair. But he still has the great utility. Depending on how you play him, you can lock up the entire team with that 1-2 combo, the headbutt pulverize, or you can go ahead and just peel for your AD carry. Depending on how well your AD carry does, it just basically means no one can get near. If you max the cooldown reduction as well, and generally Alistair's do like to go into that sort of support junglery type build where you get the Frozen Heart and you get the cooldown reduction from those different items, and he really works from that itemization. That being said, he needs to be effective with those ganks to actually get the itemization in the first place, but he's always going to have straight up just utility. Meanwhile at top,
oh, nice headbutt back, and the pulverize as well. Jack's actually being forced to flash away there, I believe. So his flash is down already. Puts down the wall. Beautiful jump, leap strike. But it's going to be into the fray as here comes Karthus with the Requiem. It's actually going to be killed on towards Irelia, so the assist will be coming out from Karthus, fighting on the Baron Pit. Orianna will go onto Irelia, and now Alistair is trying his best to run away, trying to get back towards Karthus, who has the blue buff, does pop down the wall of pain, but it's not going to do enough to save his jungler, and Alistair will fall by the hands of Shyvana and Orianna. So a 2-for-1 exchange in the end, and looking pretty good here for Luna once again.
yeah, the enemy team has a lot of sort of skirmishing potential. Meanwhile, bottom, they are initiating onto Dexter. Taking a lot of damage. True Shot Barrage goes down. Good juke with the flash as well. Landing the Mystic Shot, popping the heal out as well as he ticks down from that ignite, but he will be safe. Unfortunately, Ezreal popped down the ultimate immediately, despite but not actually thinking about where she could actually move. If he'd actually waited just for 2 seconds, he could have picked up the kill, actually juked over the wall, because it's pretty much point blank, such a large AoE in an enclosed space, very difficult for her to juke. But either way, that was some more pressure down the bottom as Radox returns some pain.
Yeah, so let's have a quick look at some of the CS around the map. I do have an eye on Alistar. And in fact, hold that thought, because Alistar could be in the thick of the action here. There is no ward coverage. Ezreal and Zyra do not know what's on the way. Zyra taking lots of damage, popping down the ultimate. In the meantime, Orianna does go onto Karthus. We are going to have a kill from Urgot onto Zyra though, and Ezreal will be following suit as well, trying to pick up the kill onto Sona, but not being able to do that. Does get the double kill, Urgot. So again, we're seeing a very dominant performance from Radox on Urgot at the bot lane. And let's have a quick look at the CS then. So Urgot has 117, Ezreal on 134, so nice play from him, but you have to take into account that you have 3 kills and 4 assists on Urgot. Some action at top lane, Jax is going to be jumping on towards Imbersheep, but there's the Equilibrium Strike, and that is going to signify the end of that engage. Having said that, here comes Orianna with the Shockwave and the kill as well, courtesy of the Ignite, and that's going to pull back a kill. And we actually have action at bot lane.
Yeah, Shyvana was just chasing after Urgot. Didn't have any sort of the slow. She doesn't have the phase just yet. Didn't even have the red buff, but she's so fast at this stage, especially with burnout and the extra movement speed from the initiator mastery. Then she was just able to just stick on Radox, and there was nothing he could really do. Very interesting. I'm just looking at her build. She's got the ruby crystal, but she's got 2 of them. So I guess she's looking for the phage, and maybe the second one. Actually, that being said, Dexter coming in here. True Shot Barrage goes down, trying to just deter them from following after his team. Purple team turret has gone down at top, so Jack's pushing that one in. And they're going to carry on with this trade. They can take this down really quickly with Karthus. That sustained single target damage. They were coming in from the side. Purple team picked that up. Could smite from Frog, popping the Unbreakable Will though, and Dexter's getting torn apart by Flashy, popping over the wall along with Kurt. And actually, Dayrune following after, being on that Ezreal, not actually committing to it though. Scared about what could be around the corner. Urgot's surely around, and he has come back into the fray along with Irelia. But all in all, that was 1 kill for a Drake. Worth it in the eyes of Luna.
An entirely different story this game, Pulse. Last time around at about 18 minutes, we were nearly at the end of that game, and here we are 18 minutes through, 12-12 the scoreline, and only 1k goal difference courtesy of that Drake. So could not be any closer at this point. Irelia's going to be jumping in, going very aggressive. He's going to get counter-struck though, and the shockwave from Orianna. That could be a massive mistake from Irelia. Here comes Alistar with Karthus. Karthus is going to flash in and try and pick up the pieces on towards Jax, but look at that damage once again, and here comes Shyvana, going to be popping it back, and that was just error after error after error from Luna. They will pick up a kill from the Requiem, but Irelia going too aggressive.
The Sona. That Sona, that burst, picking up another kill. So that was all in all 3 and 2. The Requiem came down, and actually Shyvana being very aggressive moving into the enemy jungle. Yeah, Irelia stayed around her own turret a bit too long, and then got initiated on. Jax obviously has a lot of potential to dive, because Irelia really can't do anything to him for those 2 seconds while he has the counter strike up, and then he just followed up on it. And great follow up from Shyvana as well. Good reaction from Luna, but it was just too little too late, really. After the Irelia had already fallen, they didn't really have the potential. And getting into this stage in the game, towers don't mean as much as they do early game, so they really can tank that just for a little bit longer, allowing them to really sustain themselves in those dives.
Yeah, I honestly think that they underestimated Orianna's damage as well. Because Karthus flashed in onto Jax as if to say, look, I'm getting this kill whatever happens. Then Orianna comes out with the combination of the Q and the W, obviously the attack and the dissonance, and just completely crushed face. In the meantime, at top lane, you see Shyvana flashing up red, but she's going to be just fine. And Alistar on the prowl for a gank. Here we go. We do have the protect coming in. Nice flash from Orianna back on towards the turret, and that is going to save her life. Wall of Pain came down as well from Karthus.
But meanwhile, bottom Dexter moving in with the ultimate, that being the crescendo. Stranglethorns comes in for the counter initiate into the True Shot Barrage as well. Makes me split has gone in with the Grasping Root, slowing Radox down with that 30% slow. With those plants, chopping down the turret, making me split, also turning this one around. Pocket from the north as well. Bovine Ballistics will not actually happen this day. We have the headbutt coming out, and Shyvana will just go ahead and farm some minions.
It's so scary how tanky Urgot is right now, because he has the Glacial Shroud, so Ezreal's trying his best to whittle down Urgot, and Urgot's like, nope. And also on top of that has Sona, so the constant heals coming in, and he is very, very scary. So it's going to be difficult to see how Ezreal can take him down. Ezreal does have himself a Phage in his heals, obviously building towards that Trinity Force. But at this point, obviously, as an AD yourself, and we've discussed this in the past, after 20-21 minutes, would you still be trying to finish off the Trinity Force, or would you perhaps go for a bit more damage like a Bloodthirster or an Infinity Edge?
Yeah, at this stage, it's not quite late game. It's kind of like mid game, and you can still go for those team fights because in mid game, most of the team fights happen. Trinity Force, of course, helps you with that early game, the mid game pressure. But if you are looking to scale into the late game, of course, you go for that Bloodthirst, you go for the Infinity Edge, so you scale like a normal AD carry. Of course, we are looking at the Trinity Force, and the reason behind that is because of the Sheen. It comes from the base damage, not the scaling. It doesn't proc with the critical damage or the bonus AD either. So basically, going for early, basically, you get more damage. At this stage in the game, if they want to get this victory in the mid game, then okay, Trinity Force makes a lot of sense, and going straight in for the raw damage. It still scales well into late game, but not as well as just like a raw, pure AD carry damage build where you have the constant sustain. So it's interesting. It's like, what do they want to do? What do they want for this game? But apparently they do want to force more of those team fights and potentially pull ahead, because they do have a strong mid game team with that strong team fight. That being said, Luna's very sustained in their team fight. They have a lot of sustained damage. They can keep themselves healthy for a prolonged period. They got a lot of healing, and they are going to be pretty strong when it comes to those straight up 5v5 team fights. So,
yeah, mid lane Jax being forced to flash away. Is Requiem going to be popped? Absolutely will do so. Is it going to be enough to kill Jax? No, it won't. The Protect comes in as well from Orianna. And meanwhile, at bot lane, you're going to have Ezreal trying to push down this tower very aggressively. Shyvana is in the bush, maybe trying to bait something out here, allowing a bit of damage. That's exactly what's going to happen. There's the Strangle Thorns as well, and the True Shot Barrage right through the center. Beautiful bait, working to perfection. Can they pick up a second kill here? Because Alistar's coming around the side. Karthus takes down Zyra, and Alistar onto Ezreal. Now it's suddenly switching on towards Orianna, who's going to be dropped in a heartbeat. So that was like a double bait pulse. You have the bait coming out from Claymore, and then the double bait coming out from Luna as the rest of their team pushed down. Crescendo's been popped off. Irelia's been exhausted. Don't feel like she has too much of a chance. I mean, Shyvana, of course, and she will get dropped from Irelia. So nice play from Luna in the end.
yeah, that was very, very janky. And actually jumping onto PvP once again, Imbersheet forcing that counter-strike. Well, yeah, they are looking very scary right now, and it was kind of like a bait into like a counter-gank into like another counter-gank, which was just like, what? It was kind of messes up the mind, but they did actually come out ahead, that being Luna. And they are waiting around for that Drake. Did he have the timer on it? They're hanging around the area.
Wow.
Okay.
You would assume they have a timer on it. Let me have a quick check to see when Drake comes back up again. So it was down at 17:38. So yeah, it's up very, very shortly, in about a second. There we go. Has respawned, and surprise, surprise, they're there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, and I think they knew they there. I know they there. Yep, that English.
That's English.
Oh man, but yeah, Claymore knew they were there, so you know, nothing they could do about it there. That was just a Drake that was going to fall. They did reclaim the bottom turret though, so the turret from the Drake is not too bad, bringing that to 2-2 right now on those turrets. So let's take a look at the item builds. We haven't paid them too much attention. Just hoping no one just gets engaged upon, because we do have Jax in the enemy jungle along with the Shyvana, looking to be very aggressive, potentially pushing his bottom lane. This could potentially be converted not only to a tower kill, but maybe a team fight, or maybe a Baron rush from Luna. What are they looking to do? Are they going to react to it? They are picking up that bottom turret very, very quickly. Orianna's still in mid. Urgot's pushing down the top turret, but of course the bottom turret is way more valuable because it is one of those inner turrets, bringing more of that map dominance in. But yeah, so Karthus has actually gone for the Deathfire Grass, which is very interesting, looking to be very bursty, despite being a sustained mage. And I guess he will be in range, he'll be close enough range anyway, but it's very interesting to actually have that done, and I'm just very wary of a potential team fight happening. Urgot coming in from behind. Shockwave happens into the ultimate from Shyvana as well. True Shot Barrage from the side into Crescendo. Stranglethorns comes up, knocks up a couple of the enemy team. Kerp being ripped apart, but he is in the middle, sustaining that damage. Requiem comes out as well. Dexter trying to put some more damage out and support his teammate. Radix also looking to clean up the mess. Chunked down very quickly by that Jax. Counter-strike will be finished. And Wisdom popping over the wall. He is trying to get out of there. What does he have in the shape of summoners? He does not have a flash. He does have the burnout though. He should be able to kite his way around that cow. Cow projectile, we're waiting for it. Cutting the vision by coming around the side into the Ashes Hunters as well. There's the ace.
Yeah. That was a really strange engage, but it was kind of needed, actually, and I'll explain. Shirelia's Reverie was popped there from Sona, and they were gaining momentum very quickly on Orianna. She had to pop off the ultimate just to try and save herself. Afterwards, Shyvana committed completely, and if you notice, Pulse, they were kind of staggered. They were all over the place. They had Orianna towards the top of the jungle bush there, and then you had a couple of players around the red buff, and then a couple of players where the two wards are now situated. It's like they were all spread out and all trying to attack different targets, and that allowed Urgot basically to just rain down hellfire and brimstone and to do whatever the hell he pleased. So it was a really strange kind of team fight in the end, but that Reverie really set it up nicely, actually, for Luna.
Yeah, the problem with their team fight right now, that coming from Claymore, is that they're really looking for that sort of strong. Actually, they are jumping onto that Baron right now. Very interesting. They know they're there. This is like a desperation Baron more than anything. Team fight could happen very shortly.
It's really teetering on the edge, isn't it? We are going to have an engage. There's True Shot Barrage, and Jax jumping as well. He's getting completely pummeled though. The Shockwave comes in. Beautiful play from Orianna, catching 3 or 4 players. Is it going to be enough though? Doesn't look likely. That is a 3-for-0 exchange thus far. In fact, 3-for-1 because Kaostv is dead in his death defied. Just suddenly Zyra remains, and that's going to be a 5-for-2 exchange there. And it was another strange engage from Claymore. I can't really put into words what just happened. Jax was in the middle of no man's land and got burst down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, the problem with their team fight, as I was going to say just before that team fight erupted, was the fact that they really want those team fights where they're kind of structured team fights. But the enemy team, being Luna, they really want those sorts of sporadic team fights where everyone's all over the place, where that sustained damage can constantly just pull through. They don't necessarily need to be near each other. They don't necessarily need the synergy. Maybe Kaostv would like everyone to be together, but then he's splitting up the team fight once again, allowing those sorts of sustained damages and Frogger just to do work, splitting everyone up and causing confusion. The enemy team likes it to be structured, jumping over that Shyvana into like the ultimate as well from Flashy, and then for Ezreal to land his ultimate on everyone, they'd like it to be structured to have everyone together and to land these combos, but they're just splitting them up from that Karthus, and when Karthus falls, they can't stay in his Death Defile, because that will be a sure lost team fight, and they are once again rushing that Baron. At best, it's going to be a 4 versus 5, ward over the wall both ways, will be crushed by Wisdom immediately. Another ward comes out into another one, jumping over the wall from Imbershee. Rocket there as well, along with Curb, jumping into him, Radok from the south as well. Curb just trying to die in a good position. Ultimate comes out, landing on 3 people from Orianna. Flashy also just getting chunked down. Requiem comes out, looking to pick up some kills. They will immediately fall, and everyone's just getting absolutely decimated. Frogger also looking to follow up. Dexter was not even in that team fight. Radox's Mortal Mortiers has been popped, and now they're just trying to follow up and reclaim some turrets from that team fight.
Indeed, it's looking very comfortable for Luna now. It was a bit of a shaky beginning. First 18 minutes were extremely close. I believe it was 12-12 at one stage, pretty much identical goal. But after the last couple team fights that have well and truly went into Luna's hands, and the Baron on top of that, it is looking very, very difficult for Claymore to come back from this. That's going to be the mid inhibitor going down courtesy of Luna. And you do have a couple pings going down towards that bot lane, so they are going to try and clean up fairly quickly here, and it's just a case of, can Claymore make a big play occur? Can they get that perfect engage that they've been so